The gases, I can't breathe!
Your friend's gas might smell radioactive, but radioactive gases like radon do not have a smell. Get your house tested today by
Parker with Already Radon. Call us today for all your single-family, multifamily, and commercial radon mitigation or testing needs. You can also visit our site at alreadyradon.com or give us a call on the phone, 970-279-1460. Again, that's 970-279-1460.
Already radon, is that correct?
Sir. Yep.
I was talking to Joe this morning about you, and they don't have radon in Arizona. Is that right, Joe? Is there no radon in Arizona?
I've never heard of it. So listen, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That just means, I don't know. I've never heard of this, but this is very common. I know in the Front Range, and of course, I wanted to make sure. This has become my favorite part. I told Jason I'm on this call.
But real quick, Joe, before you keep going, I saw you had your headphones off. You didn't hear the commercial, did you?
I did not
Jack,
hear
play the commercial. I want Joe to hear the commercial, because how can Joe promote fully if he hasn't heard the commercial? This is what we do when we put the small business on. Jack, go ahead, load that thing. I want to hear that commercial again. I think it might be the best one Jack's done so far.
It's pretty good.
Go ahead, Jack.
The gases, I can't breathe!
Your friend's gas might smell radioactive, but radioactive gases like radon do not have a smell. Get your house tested today by
Parker with Already Radon. Call us today for all your single-family, multifamily, and commercial radon mitigation or testing needs. You can also visit our site at alreadyradon.com or give us a call on the phone, 970-279-1460. Again, that's 970-279-1460.
There you go, Joe. What do you think? Already radon, Parker heard.
Already radon. I wish my wife would be like, if you can get something to get my husband's gases out, she'd probably call you up. Yep. But I got it. Okay. So, again, I'm in the dark here. First, how the heck would you even get into this? This is what makes this section such a cool thing, because of taking government. I didn't even know this existed. Number one, so how did you get involved in it, and how do people know that, hey, you know what? I may need to have to call Parker. I may have this radon issue.
Yeah, good questions. Getting into it, man, there's so many different ways that people get into radon, right? Whether they care about, maybe they had lung cancer, maybe they had a family member who had lung cancer themselves. There's all kinds of different cancers.
You're talking non-smokers.
That's right. Yeah. Potentially, mostly non-smokers get radon-related lung cancer, right? Obviously, the effect is higher if you are a smoker, but, what isn't at that point, I guess. So I got into it, actually, because I was doing multifamily building all over the nation, and Fannie and Freddie changed some stuff, some funding things. HUD changed. They required some radon testing and systems to be installed to protect occupants there. So that's pretty much how I got into it, and then I launched my own company from there.
Is there radon in Arizona? Is this a basement only kind of thing?
It's very little. There's radon all across the United States. It's pretty much everywhere. The amounts are just not as exuberant. Colorado, Nevada, those are two big states with a lot of land mass for radon, mainly because of mining radium or uranium in the soil, things like that. So that's how radon exists. It comes from the natural decay of uranium in the soil. And if you breathe that in, the alpha particles of radon attach to the lining of your lungs, and that's what causes the cancer.
There you go, Joe. There's your explanation.
Okay. So how would you know, like, hey, you know what? I'm just listening to this.
Joe, you're a bit quiet.
I'm just listening to this, and how do I know? How do I know? You know what? Maybe I need to call Parker. Is it something like, I know you're talking lung cancer, but that's kind of hard to know until, right? Is it breathing things, kind of like maybe on the asthma schedule, or is there, hey, I got natural gas or oil rigs around where I live?
Yeah, Joe. I'm totally tracking with you. So if any part of your house has a crawl space or it's slab on grade, you should test for radon. So pretty much every house everywhere, right? 1 in 2 homes in Colorado test high for radon. High, the EPA says it's 4 picocuries is what we measure it in, or higher is high. The World Health Organization says 2.7. But if you need to know if it's in your house, you just simply got to test. Call any radon mitigation company or testing company. There's a lot of state programs. You know, you can visit your community centers and get test kits. There's all kinds of resources out there. January is actually National Radon Action Month.
And this is not like an area thing. So like you may have radon and then your neighbor may have none.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
Joe, it's considered very random.
Okay, so if your neighbors didn't, oh yeah, I did that.
Yep.
That doesn't mean you don't need to worry.
That's right. Correct. Yeah. And even if you have a radon mitigation system, they still say you should test every 2 years just to make sure it's working. Because things can change in houses, right, due to settling. There's so many things that come into play with that.
What does it cost to test for radon? Like, do they call you to test for radon?
Yeah.
Or do they call you after they tested for the radon and realize they have a problem?
Both. You know, most of our business is mitigation. We work with a lot of realtors, and so a lot of home inspectors actually test for radon. In Colorado specifically, we have a disclosure law here for radon. So any real estate transaction you get, you know, people like to joke that the packet of radon is thicker than the actual house signing documents. So people know what it is here in Colorado, at least, because we passed that law. So a lot of home inspectors test for it, and then someone calls us to mitigate it. It depends on, you know, that particular business model. You could buy a charcoal test for as little as $6. You could reach out to, you know, the different health departments in different jurisdictions and get free test kits sometimes. We have a professional, you know, continuous radon monitor device that we deploy when we do it. Most of our tests are $100, and just to help our clients, we'll actually put that into the price if they do end up needing a system, so they don't lose that money.
So, okay, so essentially what you're saying is $100, test for radon, and then if you realize during the test, okay, we do have a radon problem, that $100 you'll take off the mitigation bill.
Exactly. Yep. That's right.
Okay. What about a new home? Are they pre-tested? I mean, like they, you know, I know around Johnstown they're building houses like crazy. Yep. Can people be like, hey, I just bought the house. I gotta be good.
Yeah. So there's something in Colorado called RRNC, which is Radon Ready New Construction. Excuse me. There's a lot of the terminology used to be passive system, so that's what a lot of people still refer to it as. A lot of houses are being built jurisdictionally required to have those systems in place. Some home builders put a fan on it, some builders don't. It really depends. A lot of home builders will, you know, put a fan on there, and then you're good to go. You'll get it tested. Most likely it's fine. So yeah.
Stop bitching.
Parker Hurd, we'll be right back with more. Stay with us. We're back here, the Half Empty Cup, Joe and Jason, our small business section, and today it's Parker Hurd, Already Radon, 970-279-1460, and of course, alreadyradon.com. Yep. Alreadyradon.com. So when we think about houses, right, obviously older, right, you're definitely going to want to get that checked out. What about like townhomes, apartments, things of that nature? You know, if you're on the third floor versus, say, the first floor, or does that not apply?
Yeah, it definitely does apply. So radon moves with air, right? As most things do, you know, like dust and things like that. If you're in an apartment building per se, the ground floor could have, you know, a lot of radon. The second floor could have, you know, none. The third floor, you could find some units with some. So it really just depends on, you know, how the apartment was built, what kind of, you know, where there's pipes at, things like that, drafts. So
essentially, what you're saying is, if it's not done right to begin with, the radon's going to find away.
That's right.
And depending on how it's built, it may skip this unit and get that unit, may skip this floor, but get the next floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's air, so it's going to go wherever it can find a space to go to.
That's right. Yep, exactly. So, I mean, if you're not outside, get your environment tested. That's why we test schools, even in government buildings. So, it's not just in houses. Radio stations could have radon. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're slab on grade or crawl space, you could be breathing in this.
And it's something where if you have the issue, it doesn't go away until you mitigate it.
That's right.
That's kind of right. That's really it. And you don't know. You can't smell it. Obviously, you can't see it. And it's kind of hard to define by the. You don't want to wait till, oh my gosh, I just got lung cancer. Maybe I should test for radon.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and that's it's not really funny, but that's how most people figure out their environment has radon, because someone doesn't smoke in someone's house, and then all of a sudden they have lung cancer, and it's like, wow, what the heck? Like, I've never smoked a day in my life. How did this happen? And then sure enough, they test their home or their work environment, and there's the root cause.
So let's get you, because I think we've covered enough ground. Joe, if you can, I'll have you cover the last segment like you did yesterday. We got a couple of minutes. Let's get them the information. What is the best, if I were to try to get a hold of you to get some work done? I know there's websites, there's texting, and there's I'd like to phone call, but what is the best way to actually get your attention and get you on the phone or talking?
The best way is to call us. 970-279-1460 is our phone number.
We have older people.
Oh yeah,
and they love a nice slow phone number.
Yeah.
What's that number?
Yeah, 970-279-1460. So it's like 1360 just with a 4.
There you go. Exactly. And then you have a website and maybe an email or anything?
Yep. AlreadyRadon.com is our website.
AlreadyRadon.com.
Yep. And then info@alreadyradon.com is our email. Or you can use Parker@alreadyradon.com as well.
And that phone number one more time to just give you a call and get the thing started.
Yeah, it's 970-279-1460.
Joe, I mean, wow. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the cool part. Obviously, you can have the professionals like Parker come out and test it for you. It's $100, and if you've got a problem, he'll take that $100 off your bill. Or this is why I love these small business sections. Like Parker could have just said, "Call me. It's $100," but that's not what he did. He said, "Hey, look out into your community. There's some tests, like a charcoal test for $6. Other places, depending on where you are, they may give out free radon testing. I think that's really something that stands out when we're talking about the small business guys and how much they care. They get it, right? They care about their customer, because the last thing Parker wants to do is charge you $100 and then have you find out, gosh, I could have done it for free. Yep. Right, and this is the thing. Again, nobody told them to say this. I didn't tell them to say this. Jason didn't tell them to say this. It's just the character of the guys that we're dealing with. And if you haven't gotten your radon testing done, reach out to Parker and make sure you're safe. I mean, it's just that simple.
Absolutely, yeah. And thank you, Joe, for doing that. We love to work with people in our community and help them any way we can. So if you don't have $100 to spend, just give me a call and ask me questions. I'd be happy to find a place and work with you on how we can get you even a free test kit. We have some sponsors that I love to help people with. So
I think we asked this. We're hitting the very end here. We did, I think, ask this. Maybe we didn't get to it, but how did you get into, in a short answer, how did you get into this thing?
Yeah.
Were you in other trades and fell into this?
Yep, absolutely. I've been in construction a lot of my life. I was telling Joe, I built multifamily all over the nation. So big apartment complexes. I worked for numerous different people.
Radon detectors.
Yeah, and then we got into radon because of funding requirements from Fannie and Freddie or HUD or our standards changed too, and building codes changed. All those things.
And you just got into more specifics. That's instead of having a wider. Hey, Yeah, that's how McDonald's did
Figured
it.
out a way. I want to be my own boss.
That's right. Yeah. I want to help. I want to help put food in people's mouths too. You know, that's the fun of it, right?
McDonald's knew the recipe. You do one thing really good: the burger, the fries, the Coke, and the sundae. The shake, the milkshake.
Yeah, and efficiently. Yeah,
and that's it. They just made. They do a lot more now, but I mean, that's how they went all over the country, all over the world. That's right. So you've just decided, hey, I could be doing all these other things in construction, but. I'll focus here and make my money there.
Yeah, and it helps the community.
Real quick, I know we're going to run out. Is it complicated? If they do need mitigation, is it complicated? Is the whole house going to get torn apart?
No, not at all. It's
like putting a dryer duct in.
Somewhat. It's a little more technical than that. Some houses are really easy and some are more challenging. Some need a crawl space encapsulation, and some you.
Think of venting. It's basically venting.
Yeah, you core a hole in the concrete.
It's about venting, Joe. It's about mitigation. So
exactly.
There you go. All right, there it is. Parker Hurd. Parker, thank you so much for sharing what you do with this community. Make sure you guys reach out to him, Parker Hurd. 970-279-1460.
Yeah.
Already radon. There it is. All right, Parker.
The gases, I can't breathe.
Your friend's gas might smell radioactive, but radioactive gases like radon do not have a smell. Get your house tested today by
Parker with Already Radon. Call us today for all your single-family, multifamily, and commercial radon mitigation or testing needs. You can also visit our site at alreadyradon.com or give us a call on the phone, 970-279-1460. Again, that's 970-279-1460.